after submitting their protest letter to INEC, and they alleged that due to insecurity, election didn't hold in most places in the area, but to their surprise, they say results emanated from those areas. Take a listen.
We are going inside.
The request we are making there is that there was no election except in these 3 booths. And under the current Electoral Act, the INEC has been empowered to look at the results that appear before them. They have to check whether the information from the Beavers machine tallies with what they have as result. And where they vary, the result remains invalid. What we are requesting now, and INEC has power to do the needful to void those results if they are not in line with the. So what we are requesting is for them at the level of coalition to check from the BVS machine whether the amount of accredited voters tallies with the results so far. And then it's a simple thing to call for that. It's not too much.
Mahmoud Jega should tell us who bought him a house recently in Abuja and why he joined that team. I'm just leaving that with him. However, let me answer your questions. You see, this is a country, unfortunately, that is bedeviled with so much corruption. If Asuwaju were not what he is, with stupendous amount of money to bribe everyone from the courts and everything, he will not be contesting elections. Because from his name to his school to his health, everything about him is based on lies, and nobody wants to prove that. Nobody wants to prove that because everyone is bribed to say what they want to say. However, Nigerians can see. They see him every day. The last clip I saw of him is calling Atiku the governor of Anambra State. For God's sake, what else do we need? We don't need a doctor to tell us that. We don't need a doctor when somebody is blah blah blahing. We don't need a doctor to say it. Look, people must understand that ill health, dementia, is a natural process of human beings. It's nature. It's not as if it's his fault. But it's also not our fault. So we don't have to accept somebody that cannot decipher. That is the truth. You understand? So I am still insisting. And at what point did I resign? I told you from the beginning that I didn't want the appointment. He, Asuwaju, begged me. He begged me. He said, in the name of Allah. This was what he said. Let him deny it. I didn't want the appointment. I didn't want to be part of it. Look, I'm a businesswoman. I'm not a politician that makes money out of politics. Go and look at my history. If I want to make money out of this blood money, I would have made it long ago, but I don't want it. And he must, Asuwaju, okay, why is he not going into debates? Why is he not allowed to talk even in rallies? You know what they do in rallies now? What they do is say, let's dance. They start dancing. It's an insult to Nigerians. Even if it are lies, please lie to us. Lie to us about what you want to do. Why is he running away from debates? He's running away from everything. He went to Chatham House. He was asking others to answer questions for him. And Nigerians accept this. Why was he saying that? If he could answer, if he could think, if he can decipher, why is he allocating questions to other people? Are they the ones that Nigerians are going to vote for? I stand my ground. Yeah, I stand my ground.
All right, okay, so just let me ask you with regards to your statement around the fact that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu bribed his way into winning the APC presidential primaries. In fact, you did allude in a recent interview to the fact that the vice president of the country, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, would have been a better candidate, but for the powers that be, using his terms, in the Lagos-Ibadan press arrangements. That was what made it impossible for him to emerge. I'd like you to give a bit more, clarity on this, because you just talked about Mahmoud Jega being given a house. Are there other inducements that had been given to APC leaders to ensure that, Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerged as presidential candidate?
You see, let me tell you about the fallacy of the Nigerian press and the generality of the Nigerian elites. Osinbajo, anytime Buhari, just one example, anytime Buhari leaves the country, the dollar collapses. Why? Osinbajo was given a few weeks, just a few weeks to run this country, and he put the country on the right track in terms of security, in terms of the finance. A very brilliant professor. If they really and honestly wanted a power shift to the southwest, is he not also Egba Omo Odudua? What is wrong with him? They refused because he could not share money. And let me tell you, I know, like from our candidates, our delegates from Kano, I can tell you that each ballot box, the name of Asiwaju was put on it. All you are paid to do is to go and put it in the box. It wasn't their choice. And we have seen clips of governors sharing money. Governors, such a disgrace. This is the first time that I know that governors do not even sponsor presidential campaigns. Normally, the governor sponsors the presidential campaign in his state. But this time around, it's Asiwaju that is doing it. Because everything about Asiwaju is about money. There is nothing like honor. For God's sake, what do we want? Can we continue to wallow in this? Can we continue to deceive ourselves? Who are we lying to? We are only lying to ourselves. We see these things. The truth has been written on the horizon. Why are we now turning the other eye? And not just that. As far as my so-called expulsion from the APC is concerned, what took them so long? They should have told the public before I resigned that they have kicked me out. But unfortunately, because they are so silly, they are saying after my resignation, they actually kicked me out. They have no respect for the psyche of Nigerians. They think that we are all a bunch of idiots. We are not. Okay. We can think. Okay. I took my time because they pleaded with me. I'm a Muslim. He said, in the name of Allah, please accept this appointment. I respect your stance. I said, sir, you have to give me a blueprint. He said, that doesn't have a blueprint.
Okay.
What is in a manifesto? I just told you that the manifesto of all the parties are the same. So what is in a manifesto?
Okay. So I'd like to ask you the question based on what you said last. Knowing all of this, what took you so long and why now?
Sir, one of the problems is this. I didn't want to be arrogant. And let me tell you what I did as a last resort. What I did as a last resort is I went, knowing that this is Asiwaju's handicap, and having pleaded with me in the name of Allah to accept it, I had to be humble. But I didn't just stop, but my conscience was pricking me all the time, because I know that even the Lagos Chamber of Commerce gave him their demands. But look at a whole north without a demand. So what did I do? As a last resort, I want to tell you this. I tried and I sat with all the people I think in the APC, the northerners in the APC, that are the real opinion molders. For 3 months, I have been trying to get them to come together for us to sit and give him an agenda. So that, because when the governors go to see Asiwaju, they go in block to intimidate him. So I said, why not this opinion molders from the APC? Why don't we sit? That was the last. I said, let us sit with him. For 3 months, I was going from pillar to pole to get them to accept this. They say, yes, it's a good idea. But it's each to himself. So I had to go.
Okay.
And I can't sit on the fence.
Okay.
Those sitting on the fence are either cowards or hypocrites, and I can't do any of those.
Okay.
Want to vote? No. Na Labour Party na want to vote. Yes. You go say, oh yeah, come out. If na Labour, come out. No vote Labour here. Na APC. Understand? So say no. So want to vote Labour. Now you say no. If na Labour, come
which
out here.
units is that, sir?
Now town hall for the Mimi.
Okay.
Now for there. So and people they vex, mama, the people they cry. People they cry for Mimi for the town hall. They cry for them, say allow them, make them vote to Labour. And all the boys come they stand and say, hey, you want to vote to Labour, you come out here. And they post me, and with the verse well, when they give this people be they vote for this river state, with the verse, with the scatter, with this town, with the verse well. Thank you.